Good morning. It is 12:20 a.m. I just woke up from a nap. It was meant to be a sleep, but I woke up because the dog needed to go out, and I felt super guilty for not finishing editing my video for last week. So that's what we're doing right now. It's loading. I told y'all that I was going to have it uploaded by, well, pre-midnight today, I guess. I don't know. I feel guilty about that. So I do apologize. Thank you all for your patience. I just have been really stressed out with everything that's going on in the world right now. Like, you guys have probably seen what's going on in LA and the No Kings protests coming up tomorrow, today, and all that jazz. And I've just been stressing out about families being torn apart because of our oppressors. So, like, I really needed to take that break to not think about editing because, I don't know. I feel like reflecting on that is a little bit more important than getting a video out, especially since I don't talk too much about stuff like that. Let it be known, I do not agree with everything that's going on with these ICE deportations. And I firmly believe that there are people out there that are doing the right things by protesting and using their voices and platforms to speak out against this. I don't want anybody to get it confused. I am not somebody that supports the deportations. Point blank, period. Anyways, now that we've got that out of the way, I have a couple things that I want to show you since I am getting prepared to go to the Goblin Pride Market tomorrow. I work at 9:45 in the morning, so it's kind of dangerous for me to be up this late. But like I said, I wanted to get this video posted, and I did say that I was going to come on here tonight and tell you guys everything I've made. So I just finished another spiderweb beret bandana. What am I saying? Another spiderweb beret, and this is the colorway of it. So cute. So it's like a dark purple. It's a big twist yarn. And then it's also a lime green. I think this is also a big twist. RIP. I don't know. The next time I'll get this colorway. This lime green, I can get something similar. This purple, I've looked up and down Hirschner's website and I cannot find a color similar to this. The closest I could find is eggplant, but I think it's more of a reddish purple, which is a purple that I've been searching for forever. So it's answered my questions about that. But now that I've used this for this beret, I'm sad that I won't ever get the opportunity to find this again. Maybe I can find it on Premiere. At this point, I'm still on a no spend on new fabric, new yarn deal. So that's going to go for next week, I guess. I'm just trying to get through all the stuff I have right now. But I also have a whole bag of stuff that I want to trade, a bunch of goodies. I'll go into the other room with y'all and show you guys. I gotta do a little bit of organizing in this room, but yeah, give me 2 seconds. We're gonna have some professional lighting here because I have my little, I don't know, I feel weird when I sit in my little doggy bed here without the ring light on, so professional lighting time. So we have this whole bag, and like some of it's not even done, but like a whole bag. And then I also have this bag over here with some goodies that I plan on trading. I do plan on spending money as well, don't get me wrong. I know I'm going to end up spending money, but the thing with Goblin Market is that there is a trade possibility. And like, so I've been really researching into this to make sure, because like I'm the type of person, before I go anywhere, even with like restaurants, I have to study the restaurant, I have to study the menu, I have to study the location. Luckily, I know where this location is. I've gone there before. I think this is going to be my second time going there. Last time I went, it was for the, what was it called? An Oddities and Curiosities. I believe it's the same venue that I went to for the Prometheus Esoterica Oddities and Hello, I already said it, so you guys already know what I said. Oh, word. Hell. But anyways, the point is, I already know the layout of the area. I know what parking's going to be like. I'm pretty sure it was paid parking, so I'll have a little bit of cash. And I should probably bring a little bit of cash just in case. But the deal with Goblin Market is, like, in general, what they have like 4 little methods of paying. So if you're a vendor, of course you have to pay for a spot, but you can also, as an artist, bring in your own stuff as long as you do not intend to being paid. You can bring in stuff to be traded out. So the first one is bargain. So basically, you do like a deal. A lot of the artists, this is like a way to sell off all their B grade items. So like if you have a pin with a little bit of scratches or like stickers that are a little off center, this is a place to do it. And so that's a bargain. You do like a discount on something, or you do a deal on something, like you buy 3, you get 1 free or something like that. And then there's also barter. I am not a barterer. I'm just like, you tell me the price, I'll pay it. I don't care if it's too much. I just won't buy it. I mean, like, I think people can read my body language. I'm socially awkward. I have a lot of anxiety, and I'm a people pleaser. At my core, I'm a people pleaser. So I can't like, it's hard for me to like try to devalue somebody's art when they think that their art deserves a specific price. So I'm not going to barter with anybody. If that's their thing, that's their thing. There's a way to do quests. I think that's part of the 4. So a lot of the vendors will write down a quest item. The example on their website was something along the lines of, so say that a vendor wants like boba tea, you can go in line, buy the boba tea for them, bring it to their table, and then the vendor will either trade you something from their booth or pay you back or something. I don't know exactly how that was, but basically you do a task for the vendor who cannot leave their table. That's kind of the deal that they made an example of, which I think is it's so stinking cute. Like I love stuff like that because like my best friend, she is much more of a LARPer than I am. My husband actually did really well in improv. I am not a theater kid. Everybody I surround myself with has been theater people. I am a music person, so I'm very like pretty logical when like logical is not the right word, but like I see on paper mean thing do. You know, I hope that makes sense. Oh, I gotta clean this area. There's like eyeliner all over down on his floor. But yeah, I don't know how to improv with people. And I think that would be a really fun event to bring my best friend to because she's so good at that stuff. I honestly cannot wait to go to Epic Universe with her because I landed on Igor Talk finally. I try to avoid it as much as I can because I am not a character chaser. That's just not for me. I'm not somebody that likes to interact with characters. I have social anxiety. I do not do well with talking to people in general. So talking to strangers who like, okay, sorry to burst the magic, but they're real people, you know, and they're actors and like you have to like play the role and like it's hard for me to like just split the line with that. I remember when I was at a Ren Fair 2 years ago, I've kind of sworn off of Ren Fairs, but not really. I think I want to go again, but like I need to be way more prepared. Towards the end of the day, we had this little interaction with somebody that was like interested in my backpack. It's my cinema roll backpack. There was another attendee, I think also probably part of the school, trying to like interact with me, and they were doing like the whole entire accent and like doing the whole role part. I don't know how to call it because I'm not a theater kid. But they were in role, in cosplay, in character, that's the word. And they were on point the whole entire time. And I was like, yeah, you can get it here. Yeah, Loungefly. Yeah, this. And I feel so bad because I know they wanted that, like, they were trying to draw out an interaction with me. And I'm just like, I don't know how to do it. I'm so bad at it. I think it stems from my childhood, from not being able to play pretend, you know? I was told to grow up so fast that I just kind of don't do it anymore. Maybe I'll get more into it the more I watch my best friend interact because she's so good at it. I'm so jealous of her. Y'all should meet her. She's great. She's wonderful. Anyways, so yeah, that's that quest. So 3, and then the last one is trading, which I kind of think falls under quest. You as an attendee, whatever, you can bring your own stuff, and like while you're eating or yeah, at a table or whatever, you can lay your stuff out on a table and people can come up to you and trade stuff with you, which I think is a phenomenal thing, especially if you're not asking for any money, because that's the deal. Vendors pay money to be there. That's how the venue or the event makes their money. That, and I'm sure there's other ways that they make their money too. Probably some profits or something, but they, oh, I don't know if it costs money to get in. I should bring extra money for that just in case. But they ask you not to ask for money and they will escort you out if you do accept money as a non-vendor, because the vendors have paid money to attend this event as a vendor. So, as an attendee, I want to trade. And like on top of that, I'm not planning on doing like big trades or whatever. I think what I want to do is do like little trades with vendors. That's what's in these bags. So let me show you guys what I have made. Starting with all these little water slings. I'm just going to bring these because I just need to get around to making some more, first of all. Second of all, just like, I don't know. I think they're pretty neat. I think it's a good way to show off this crochet stitch. And if anybody's interested, then they can find my Ko-fi and they can find the free pattern of my top. And then they can glean from there until I finally get around to making the tutorial for this. I'll get around to it. I do have another water bottle sling, by the way. I actually have two. One for my first make, which isn't good at all, but I eventually plan on wearing it, and the second one so I can hold on to it and remember or like glean off of it and like do the pattern whenever I get to making the tutorial. Next up I have, because it's the Pride Market, this is specifically for Pride, I have all of my Pride bandanas right here. Oh, that's not a bandana. Surprise. I'll show you guys that next. So I have my ace one. Oh, there's two ace ones. I feel like I should make, I'll get to that later. I feel like I should make more, but I also don't want to be carrying too much. So I have two ace ones because represent. And we have a trans one. And then we have the lesbian one. And I feel bad because I didn't pick up any lesbian yarn. Oh, did I do this uneven? I think I did. I sure did. Well, that's why this is B grade stuff. I wish I had more of this lesbian yarn before it was out of stock forever, you know? But I didn't pick up any because I was like, oh, I have enough. And I realized I gave one bandana to my best friend. And then I also gave her a scrunchie. And that used up the whole entire skein because these are tiny skeins. They're big twist living yarns. Tiny skeins. Love the texture of it. But yeah, I have one lesbian one. And then I have a pan one. Cute. And then we have the bi one. And then we also have a rainbow one. So I think these ones will do okay. I feel really bad about the lesbian one. Not gonna lie. There's just, maybe I ran out of yarn and that's what happened. Let me see if it will fit over. You can still tie it. Okay, that's fine. All right, well, sorry to anybody who's purchased. No, well, then nobody's purchasing this because these are for trades. Oh, this one's tiny too. Ugh, dang it. I'm sorry, lesbians. I love y'all. I just didn't think. I think this is like one of the first ones I ever made, so I apologize tenfold. Yeah, we have all those. And then we have all these berets. These berets are all like B grade berets to me. I was talking about it last week, but they're all my striped ones. This one specifically, like, it's really bad right down here. And this is before I really learned about like how to use a slip stitch as the beginning stitch, like I have been with the spiderweb one. I'm not bringing the spiderweb ones because although I think they would be really fun to trade, because this market is like very alternative, very queer friendly, I think that it would be something that I could bring if I plan on selling. So they try to do a monthly market, but I think it's been a couple months since they've done their last one. I think I do want to apply for this market. This one seems way more up my alley than anything else. It seems way less intimidating. It's much smaller. There's like no social media presence about it right now, which is a good and bad thing. Good because I know it's going to be a lot more intimate and like I'll be able to actually enjoy the event as opposed to something that's very popular on social media, and how like social media, you know, like it draws the attention of a lot of people. And like I do enjoy watching those videos because it really helps me understand what's going on. But I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the social media presence that I've seen lately for these markets are just like going to the same vendors over and over again. And I'm really interested in finding new vendors. I know of two people that are going, and by of, I mean I like vaguely know about them. I know a crochet vendor who's going to be there because we're mutuals on Instagram. I don't know what they call them over there, but we're mutuals through my business account is the point. And then another one I know of is a baker, and I may actually know them, I may not, through Facebook. I haven't used Facebook in so long and I feel like kind of guilty because that's how I found a lot of events. But this one I think I found through TikTok because they actually have a TikTok page, and like I don't remember exactly what it was that reminded me. I think they made an ad or like a post about the Goblin Market recently, and I was like, "Oh, well, if I have time I'll go." And I definitely have time. This is how I find out about a lot of like venues or like craft shows and fairs and all that, is I'll follow a lot of artists and they'll post where they're going. I try to follow local artists so that I can find out what's going on in the local area because I'm not good at finding that stuff myself. So that's how I found out about the night market from, was it last week or the week before? That's because of that one mutual. I looked at that post again because I was deleting stuff out of my phone. Turns out they're going to be there too. So, but yeah, B grade stuff because I didn't do the single, like the you know, I already said what I was saying, so you know what I said. And I just think that these colors are really cute together, so I think it'd be fun to sell. I do have more in both these colorways, so I think I will make it again, but make an A grade version of it. We have this one, these colors. This is the same colorway as this one. It's Loops and Threads. This pink is one from Loops and Threads as well that I don't have as much of. I love this color pink. It's so gorgeous, but I do really like this colorway. I wish I knew, but as I've said, this is B grade, so this is going to be Trader. I have this one, another B grade. It doesn't look as bad B grade, but this one has a patch on it, and it's super cute. And I'm very excited to finally get rid of these. I don't know. I just want to get it out of my inventory because I want to make room for more stuff. And yeah. And then we have this one, Ghost. This one's super cute. By the way, I got these patches at Prometheus Esoterica way back when they sponsored me to go to their shop. I feel really bad because I feel like I didn't do a good job. I don't know how to advertise for people. I am not that type of person. I just happen to go to events and then I set the event to music that I really like, and that video just popped off for some reason, and they noticed me and they gave me like a shout out, and they were like, "Hey, you can come out and do this like little thing for us." And I did, and I was just like really not like I wasn't a good candidate for him, and I feel bad. I feel like I did such a bad job and whatever and more. I don't think I'll be able to make it this year because I didn't ask for the time off. And honestly, I think if I do Spooky Empire, which at this point I'm still in like thinking mode about it because it's $40 to get in, and to do the HHN stuff, I think it might be fun because like I'll get to meet more people in the HHN community, even though I probably won't talk to them and it will probably just be me. But I think that I might skip out on oddities this year. This will be the first time I've missed it since I started going. But to be fair, I've only gone for 2 years. So I'm very excited for their growth. I'm very excited for them to keep on growing. I really, really love their event, and I love the owners. Well, I can't say love because I don't really know them, but I do appreciate the owners of the store Prometheus Esoterica for being who they are and showing local art in their little shop. They're great people. So if you are somebody that's interested in that kind of stuff, please do attend if you have the time. It's on the 28th. So that's for my local Orlandians, I guess. I don't know. I'm actually not from Orlando. I'm from the surrounding area, but we have another one of these guys, another one of these guys, and then last but not least, we have a hot pink version, B grade. So that's all for most. Well, I do have a few more. I'm going to give my phone a break because we're sitting at 19 minutes and I don't know if my phone's going to be able to handle all this. Plus, I need to drink some water because my throat is dry. Now, for the big bag, this guy, I've had sitting in this bag for a while all the yarns that I bought pre-Joanne shutdown, all the Living Big Twists, and I've tried to use through most of the skeins. So, oh, by the way, I'm going to bring this bag in with me because I'm sure people are going to have their pins, so I'll be able to like add enamel pins as we're going. I think that would be super fun. I'm going to add these little scrunchies, so I have 3 the pan ones, so it's all going to be groups of 3 because I just felt like it was easier to do it that way. Plus, like, that used pretty much the rest of the yarn on the skein because each of the skeins I made 1 bandana, unless it was like the lesbian ace. Yeah, those are the only 2 I didn't do just 1. I made 2 from each of them, and I don't know what I did with the rest of the stuff. Well, I know what I did with the lesbian ones. I don't know what I did with the rest of the ace ones. I thought I had made more, but whatever. Anyways, we have 3 of the pan scrunchies, and then we have 3, right here, 3 of the trans scrunchies. We have 3, 3 bi scrunchies, and 3 just rainbow scrunchies. I do have quite a bit of yarn left, so I have all these little tiny balls left down here. I don't have any ace scrunchies because I'll show you guys later, but this is how much I have left of these little remnants. So I think this one I could probably make 1 more scrunchie out of. The rest, I don't think so. Maybe the bi one, but this one for sure I could probably make 1 more scrunchie out of. But I have 4 more like skeins of the ace yarn, and I kind of want to save it, not to just save and put in the corner. Maybe one of them I might, but I kind of want to make clothes out of them. So I'm putting this to the side. Sorry, I'm ace, I know, and I feel like I should represent my community more, but I want to make my own clothes. Like, I've been wanting to make like a bralette kind of top for a long time, and I think I might have just enough to do like the cups, and then maybe like a little bit of like a cover. Maybe, I don't know. And then whatever I have left from that, then I'll make something, and then I'll bring it to a market whenever I get around to it. But yeah, that's everything I have in my bags right now. I do have a bunch more scrunchies, but I think I'm going to try to keep this solely a Pride scrunchies thing. Whenever I have like a lot of scrap yarn, I just make them into scrunchies because I'm like, well, I'm not going to do anything else with them. I can make little hearts or little stars out of them, but like, I'd rather use solid colors for them. So yeah, bag full of scrunchies, bag full of tradable hair accessories, and yeah. All right, I need to try to go to bed so I can wake up early in the morning, go to work. I plan on wearing, I think I showed y'all like last week this morning, but planning on wearing this tomorrow. I need to put this in the bag so I can remember to bring it with me. Wearing that, I don't know what else I'm going to wear. I think I'm going to try to do more of a very pastel look tomorrow. I'll show you guys after I get in the car. My husband and I both are off around the same time. I get off a little bit, like 15 minutes earlier than him. So the plan is I get changed at work and he picks me up, and then we go out over there, and then we'll try out this like Chinese restaurant that he really, really, really wants to try. My husband is a foodie. He's in culinary, so it makes sense. And he wants to try everything. Like when we go on vacations to eat food usually and see historic sites. That part is mostly for me. The food part is for him. So, and like, I also like kind of like watching the fashion, but like, it's not like Paris fashion kind of stuff. It's more like local fashion, local scene kind of deal. Just mostly historic stuff and seeing the tourism, because I do really love tourism. I love the idea behind tourism. I love the history behind tourism. That's kind of my thing. But anyways, I'm gonna get to bed. Hopefully I'll be able to sleep, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good morning. I woke up a whole hour early, 45 minutes early, because I slept in. And in slept in, I mean, I set my alarm 15 minutes later than I would have, because I can't do math. I don't have to leave until 8:15. I don't work till 9:45. Ugh. I might do some sewing while I'm waiting for time to go by, but I was just perusing around the house to find other little bags so I can like get changed at work and all that. And I remembered that I had these little guys. I have 2 pine cones left from when I did my Frosty Forest Witch costume. And I don't believe that, I mean, I'll probably wear that outfit again because I worked really hard on it. It's a huge 5-piece costume. And it's never cold enough down here for me to wear it outside of winter. And I don't believe I will be passing out more pine cones. This was such a fun little activity to make. Like, I don't know. I might make them again in the future, but we'll see. But I want to throw these into my little bag. Maybe we'll find a goblin that actually likes pine cones. I feel like that's something up the alley. I think this would be fun to keep on doing, like finding little tiny trinkets I could make and give them away. I'm going to figure something else I can do for the next 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 50 minutes? I don't know. I'm so tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I had a raging headache, and I don't know if it's due to me not having an energy drink. I tried to drink so much water last night, and my head still really, really hurts. It's throbbing right here. And like, it feels better now that I've drank a little bit of an energy drink. I'm trying still really hard to not drink energy drinks because my body deserves better than that. I didn't drink any yesterday, but the day before I drank a little bit. So maybe my body's just like, hey, you had a routine. You gotta stick to it. Body, I don't want to stick to it. But all right, I'll probably see you guys again after I get dressed. After work. That's gonna be a long time from now. And by a long time, I mean like 8 hours from now. We're here. We're parked. It's a little bit. We out here. Our juxtaposition is so funny. I'm wearing so much pink and he's wearing so much black. But we just parked, so we're gonna go inside. I'm probably not gonna show y'all because I can't. I'm weird about that. But I'll show you guys in vertical form because I'll be recording that. And I'm bringing stuff in. All right. See it. That was so much fun. Okay, so I'll show you guys the haul once we get home. We're deciding on what we want to eat. I think it's naengmyeon. So naengmyeon is Korean food. It's a cold noodle soup. And it's real freaking hot today. We ended up eating some ice cream. It was blueberry ice cream. Yeah, blueberry ice cream. And it was a vegan ice cream. It was an ice cream. It was, yeah, I don't know what it was.
It was like New Zealand style, which I've never heard of that one. But it was, dairy-free, like plant-based superfood, but it was delicious. Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. So we're going to go eat first, and then I'll show you guys everything I got when we get home. Good morning. I just woke up from a fat nap. It's 2:30ish in the morning, and well, I guess I'm just maybe going to crochet some more once I finish this video. But here's a pillow. It's a pillow. It's a pillow. I got quite a few things, and I'm gonna show you. Like, I think I'll show you the things that I bought first, and then I'll show you guys the things I traded for, because like, I don't know. I think it's kind of fun doing that anticipation thing. I don't know. All right, let me just pull stuff out. Before I get started on the haul, I guess, I want to mention how grateful I am towards the event organizers. My husband and I, we didn't bring any water with us. I was like, oh, we can just stop at the gas station on our way over, because I just didn't want to bring my water bottle with me, because the water bottle I have is like my work water bottle. It's like this, but a little bit bigger. It has no handles, so it would be really difficult and annoying for me to carry around. So I just left it and just said, hey, we can stop by and grab some water on our way to there by stopping at a gas station. Not a single gas station on the way, so we kind of messed up there. But there was at one point when we were getting closer, because the line to get in was kind of long. There was quite a few people. I think it was intermixed with people who like just got off of work, because it seemed like a lot of younger people. Mm, People around my age, maybe they got there a little bit earlier, but mostly people like in their mid to mid 20s, I think was the majority of the crowd. And honestly, I love to see that. I love to see younger people in spaces like this, because it means that they do have a third space, because there is a huge lack of third spaces right now. And I just love that that was like a third space. But it was a free event to attend, by the way, just so we're all aware. It's free event, free parking, a little bit confusing on where everything is. I knew where everything was because I have been to this fairground before. I knew exactly where it was going to be held. My husband didn't, and when I was telling him the parking, like he should park on the left, he's like, "No, we can." Like he didn't really understand, because, like, when you're going somewhere for the first time, like you don't really hear what's going on around you. You just kind of like try to go with the motion. Yeah, the line was kind of long, and about a little bit before we made it into the security, because there was a security check, by the way. They had the wands and they also checked your bags, which is really great. I live in a tourism city, so we are very well accustomed to it down here. Sorry, I'm trying to like you guys a little bit higher because I'm a little bit cut off. But like I we are pretty accustomed to it down here in the Orlando area, because we have, the parks out here. So we get really used to it in general. So it went by pretty quickly. A lot of us know the whole shindig. We know we had to have our arms out. We know how the wand works. We know how to open up our bags and open up the zippers. We're all very fairly aware of that. So it went by pretty quickly. There was somebody that was going down the line and offering water bottles. They're like, "Does anybody need water?" And I was immediately like, "Yes, oh my God, this is great. Thank you so much." And like, what a wonderful way to be treated by staff as a guest. Like, we didn't pay anything to get there, and we were treated so wonderfully. And I can't get that kind of experience at a bigger event. MegaCon would never. I've never seen like anything like that. I don't know. I'm flabbergasted. I'm so very surprised, and honestly, like, overall for this event, probably the best event I've ever attended. But we can get more into that later, because I'll explain as we go through. I don't have chronological order for everything that I bought, because I honestly, like, it was a blur when we got in there. Like, absolutely, we were thirsty, not really hungry. I was kind of hungry, but um it was more of a like, I was overwhelmed. I was definitely overwhelmed. I meant to get like a video of me in my outfit. Sorry, I'm not wearing my outfit anymore. I needed that nap. I was so sleepy. I woke up, but you guys know I woke up an hour earlier than I needed to. I had a morning shift, and I'm not a morning shift person. It was a rough morning. I mean, like, work was fine. I got to listen to a lot of Eurobeat today, and that's all I did. I did one like thing of unloading and all that, but like after that, all I did was like hang clothes and listen to music. So it was actually like a really nice, pleasant day, and I just didn't feel that much stress today. So it's been pretty nice. I was definitely overwhelmed, so I apologize for not getting any videos of my outfit. Although it's an outfit I've worn pretty much before, besides the hat, and you guys have seen the hat before. So like, hopefully you guys saw that. I don't know. I can't see the back of my head, but all right, so let's actually get into the haul. For $15, we got these shiny little boots. This is one of the last things we bought. I I can't believe it. There was somebody that just trying to downsize their closet, so they took the opportunity to use their booth as a way to sell stuff from their closet. It's in 8.5, pretty much already broken in Union Bay. So like, I don't know what Union Bay is, but the quality is probably nicer than anything that I have been buying when it comes to shoes. 8.5, perfect size. I wanted shoes with this chain for so long, because I don't know. I've been wanting to like find a boot in maybe a, what's the word called, in a thrift store and figure out how to chain them myself, but $15 to buy it secondhand from somebody who's trying to downsize. I'm so impressed. Like I'm so happy to have these. I can't believe it. Like $15. I'm gonna wear like the person I bought them from. They were like, "I'm glad that that somebody's gonna wear them," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I will be wearing them. I will. It's gonna be my whole personality for a while because it's just so freaking awesome. Like I can't believe I have shoes like this now." They didn't have a business card, so unfortunately, I don't remember their name. But in my shorts, or yeah, shorts here, TikTok, Redbook, I'll have the name because I tried to take a video of some of their merchandise with their logo in the background. I always ask the vendors if they have a business card because like I always want to make sure that I can get their name in there. It's really important to me so that like if I ever need to reference it, I can go back and reference it. If somebody like asks where the merchandise is from as well, it helps mitigate that whenever I do shorts and hauls like this. But they also had free stickers and like their whole entire booth was super cute, very like pastel kawaii, very like uh pastel goth or guro kawaii. Like I was going digging for a while. She's like, you can have both of them. I'm like, really? They were like, yeah, honestly, we're about done. We're about to close shop and I really don't care. I just want to get rid of stuff. I'm like, so freaking nice. I don't know where I'm gonna stick these because like the water bottle I have for work, I don't really want to stick stickers to the water bottle I have to work because like one, it's pretty busted and I don't know. I don't know. I gotta find somewhere to put these because they're so cute. And I'm one of those people that had sticker regret. Maybe I might actually put it on my sewing machine. I might actually get around to putting stickers on my sewing machine. My sewing machine means a lot to me. I've never put stickers on it, but this might be my sign. But yeah, I that person was so sweet. They complimented my outfit. I complimented their art because their art style is so cute, very kawaii, very pastel goth. Love that shit. It, it was so nice. So that was the first. Well, that's not the first. That was one of the last things we bought. Oh, by the way, when we first got into the venue, like I said, I got pretty overwhelmed and like it was very packed in there. So we tried to do a loop and like look at stuff before like purchasing anything. We ended up finding the door to the outdoor vendors, the food vendors, and I was turned to my husband. I'm like, "Can we go outside? I just don't want to be in here right now. I'm just really overwhelmed. I'm like not having a good time." And he was like, "Yeah, that's fine, that's fine." And we found like the food booths were kind of packed. Not gonna lie, it was also around dinner time when we got there. We got there around 5 ish. So yeah, it was about time for everybody to like start getting hungry and wanting a little treat to eat. But also we got there so late that a lot of the vendors were out of their stuff. We were looking at some of like the food options and the lines were kind of long and we were planning on going to this Chinese restaurant, but we ended up not doing it. We ended up going to a Korean restaurant afterwards and getting naengmyeon, which I you guys already know about. Yeah, we ended up getting this ice cream, and the ice cream was like a blueberry ice cream, but it was vegan, and we don't know what made it, but it was like kind of nutty, kind of chocolatey. Like it felt like there was chocolate chips in it, but it wasn't that. And like it was mixed with vanilla. And it was real blueberries mixed in, so you could still see the skins in there and all that. And it was on a waffle cone, and it was so good. I wish there was a spoon. I have trouble. I have sensitivities with my teeth, and I don't like licking things. It just, I don't know. It's just I'm weird like that. It's just not for me. Maybe it's because I'm a woman, and like that whole entire concept of licking things has been sexualized to hell and back, and like it's just something I'm self conscious about. But yeah, that was like super yummy and super refreshing because it was a fruit based treat. And my husband was like saying, he's like, yeah, honestly, I could eat a whole pint of that. He's the type of person, he does not have a sweet tooth. He and I, when we went to the dentist, I had like 6 cavities. Uh, Two of them had to be like really worked on. They're the bottom teeth right now. They're starting to start not doing well. Husband had nothing wrong with his. He just had a lot of plaque. That's it. And I'm so jealous of him for not having a sweet tooth like I do, but he mentioned that he could eat a whole pint of it, and I ended up just letting him eat the whole thing. Even he paid for it because, like, I don't know, it was his sweet treat to me. But he loved that ice cream. It was a New Zealand type ice cream. I think that's what they said. I didn't get a video of their business. I always forget to, like, food vendors don't really attend to locations that I go to, like small artist markets. And if they do, they're usually not the best. This is honestly the best variety I saw for food vending. Like, they had legitimate food trucks. And I'm a little bit sad that we didn't get there earlier so that we could have tried some more of the food. But honestly, the 2 hours was fine. But yeah, all that to say, that was super yummy. That was the first thing we did. And then we came back inside and we started purchasing things. So let me get back to the haul. Next up, I have these little bracelet bells. So I didn't realize this when I purchased it. Like, I was just so out of it and so sleepy and so tired. But the vendor kept on talking about like making it human size because these were made for fursuits. Like, their whole entire or like shop was made for fursuits. I actually was interested in them at first because I don't know if you guys have seen that like plastic star like belt trend. I've seen it everywhere, and it's something that I'm super interested in and something I've wanted to use in my wardrobe. Unfortunately, they didn't have any that I really liked. Like, all the colors that they had were like, they had a Halloween one, and I'm like, I don't really have anything that's that specific kind of Halloween one because it was like green, purple, orange, and I think they had white in there, maybe black. I don't know, but I don't have anything that would match that, so I just didn't end up seeing that. But I saw these, and they came in like, it was buy one for 10, buy two for 15. And so, of course, I was like, I turned to my husband, I was like, would you be annoyed if I wore this around and just, it's a stim thing for me. Like, honestly, I love the sound of jingle bells. And if you've been here for a while, I've talked about it before, but in Korean folklore, like, having bells and chimes and all that, that kind of like draws ghosts, kishin, like, it brings the spirits back. It's really it's in Korean shamanism, and I don't really know too much about Korean shamanism. I think it's mudang, that's what it's called. Maybe not, that's close to mooding, so I don't know. But like, it's very Korean shamanism to have jingle bells, and it just kind of gives me that creepy vibe, and I love that. I have bells everywhere in this house because I want to work more with bells and like incorporate it more into my clothing. So I think this would be really cute as like a leg anklet thing, or not. Like this was fine. Like, I just, whenever I was starting to get like a little bit anxious, I just, and it's really, really nice. Like, it's a little bit big because it is made for fursuits. And the artist was specifically saying something along the lines of, we do make some for human size. And like I said, I wasn't really understanding what they were saying. I was just understanding that it was happening and I wanted it. It was really, really awesome. By the way, this is a very large community for the queers, and furries fall under the queer community. If you don't like furries, I don't understand why like you're part of the queer community, because like, they are part of our community. I understand that there was like a whole backlog of the weird queer or the weird furries, but like, I think a lot of that has to do with, what's the word, not understanding and not actually knowing the community. There are so many furries that are like the sweetest and the friendliest people. And I'm not gonna lie, I did fall for that kind of propaganda way back in the day before I got to know anybody who was a furry. The first time I ever actually met a furry was in college. I don't really know much more about that person. We just never really talked. But then I met another furry when I was working in food, and like, I was working a full service like restaurant job, and they were so stinking nice. They were like one of the only people that like actually listened to me and like had conversations with me. It's too bad because like, they were in the dish pit all the time and I was running food over to them, and like, their coworkers just didn't understand like we could work and talk at the same time. most people don't understand that. I think the furry community is definitely one of those communities that are very discriminated against and not understood. I'm not part of the furry community, but the music I listen to is very predominant in the furry community. So I've been a lot more accepting of it, and I've been trying to convince more people around me to be more accepting of them because they are people at the end of the day, and we shouldn't ostracize people because of something that they're interested in. Like, we don't make fun of people for being friends with Minnie Mouse at Disney. Like, why are we making fun of people who just like to wear these costumes? Like, they're mascots at the end of the day. And I don't know. It's a different kind of art form that people are discriminating against. I know I keep on like distracting myself and not actually like keeping on with a haul, but that's kind of how like my brain works. Yeah, this is a really really great community. Continuing on with the haul. I saw this when we first walked in and I knew I wanted it, but like I almost couldn't find them because I was just so overwhelmed. Like I didn't want to buy anything when we first walked in. That's kind of the deal with like that's why I like going to these markets a little bit earlier so I can get like a feel of the area and understand what my emotions will like, kind of emotionally regulate yourself and not get that overwhelming feeling and then like really like slowly trudging through before the big crowds come in. But I saw this pin and I've been wanting to get into buttons more lately because I want to attach them to my bandana or beret. Isn't that cute? I'm so happy with it. So the artist is Onan Girl. Oh, Onangiri. So they gave us a little sticker. The artist wasn't there at the time. I don't know if they had a proxy or if they were just like taking a break or something. But we got a free little sticker with it, and I'm just so happy with all the stickers. Like I haven't been a sticker collector like ever, but lately because I don't know, there's a lot of artists that do sell stickers, and that's their form of art, and that's how they get their money. I want to get more into stickers. I There were so many like reusable sticker books, and I thought about getting something, but I was like, I don't have enough stickers yet. But now that I'm collecting them, I do have like maybe I can just stick them in like the little card, Pokemon card, like the little divider page, whatever. Maybe I can stick them in there. I don't know. I'm really liking the idea of maybe sticking them on my sewing machine, at least if it's something I really, really, really agree with, like the pastel goth stuff, because a lot of my sewing is making goth clothing. So, anyways, but I'm very excited to start collecting buttons nowadays. So I can just start putting them on here. I might get into making battle jackets or vests or something. I think that's something I'm kind of interested in. I saw this post on TikTok. Somebody made a battle apron, and I thought that was the cutest stinking thing ever. And I'm very interested. I kind of really, really want to get into patches. I'm not sure yet. It's not like quite my style, but it's adjacent to my style or my I wouldn't say aesthetics because it's not aesthetics at this point. That's more of a like a community thing of like the metalheads and the punks. A lot of people have their battle vests, battle jackets. As somebody that wants to start attending concerts or shows, maybe I that's something I should do. Like maybe I can do stuff where I write down or like do patches of shows I've attended or places I've specifically got. I don't know. It's something in the works. It's not for me right now, but it's something I've been thinking about lately. So, ooh, and then towards the end, we got this button. It has a safety pin on the back, but I think this one was going to work perfectly right here. It's so cute. I'm so so this venue also or this person also had MCR ones. Oh, you can kind of see the paper on the inside. It's okay. This is probably going to be indoor use only. So everything there, like I've mentioned this, I think, but pretty much everything there was B grade stuff. So you weren't going to get the best of the best, because it was their way of bargaining and dealing. So when you apply to be a vendor there, you have to make bargains or bundles, or was it bargain, barter, trade, or quest? And this artist specifically did bargain. I I should have bought the earrings from them, and I feel really bad because like it was towards the end of the day. I'm like, I've already spent so much money. I need to not spend so much because like I'm just coming off of a no spend month. They had the cutest earrings. They were $15. They were like these roses with skulls on the bottom. Ugh, I'm so upset with myself that I didn't pick it up. But I did get their handle, so I might be able to buy something from them online, or if I see them again, I'll probably pick something up from them because I did like their art style a lot. There are so many artists there that I really, really, really love their art style. A lot of pastel goth, and like I think our representation is very, very low. I know pastel goth is a very like materialistic one, but there's a lot of us in the pastel goth community that are also actually goth. And so whenever we go to goth community things, like not a lot of us get to like we'll see one or two vendors that are actually pastel goth. A lot of people don't accept the pastel goths in the community because they're like, oh, pink. We should be wearing all black, and it's like, some of us like color, so I don't know. It's just, anyways. I just thought this was super cute. They also had like MCR, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like took a deeper look into their booth. We got there like maybe 10 minutes before they started closing, and I kind of feel bad because like you could tell that they were like wiped. They were tired. They had an exciting day. My husband overheard some of the vendors going, "Oh, it's like 5 minutes to closing." And it's still this busy because it was like it's a 6 hour event. So it was a very, very short event. They have one once a month, and I'm sure there's a lot of vendors there that made a lot of money. The goal for this kind of thing isn't to make tons of money like I would say at MegaCon or any other kind of market like oddities market. It's literally to offload your B grade stuff. There were a lot of crochet vendors, and I always feel bad when I walk by a crochet vendor because I'm like, I don't really want to take a deeper look. I do appreciate their maybe I should start like asking people for their handles. I have to get past my social anxiety first, but maybe start asking crochet artists for their handles so we can become maybe possibly mutuals because I do often wear my crochet stuff when I go to markets like this. And there were like 6 different crochet artists there, and they each had their own different styles, which was really, really nice to see. Yeah, I always end up walking like kind of just straight past them because I'm like, oh, I can already crochet, so I'm going to try to buy something that I don't have skills in. Like there was a Decoden person, and I wish I had gotten there earlier because I know I would have liked more of their art. Like a lot of times I'll look at people's art and like I have, like I said, really bad social anxiety. I struggle with looking at people's faces and eyes, so I'll just like kind of loudly say cute so that like the artist can hear me give them compliments. Sometimes I'll be brave enough and be like, I really, really like your art style, but a lot of times I'm just like kind of in the corner. I'm like, oh, everything's so cute, and then I'll walk away. What was I saying? I don't know. But next thing. So this one, my husband actually bought because he saw it. What's the Peculiar Pirate? He bought this for me because I thought it was super cute, but it's to match his shirt. So this is the front of the shirt. Very cute little logo. And I know I'm not really like a piratey person because like I kind of got burnt out of it when I was younger because it was really popular. Pirates of the Caribbean was extremely popular, but it's Halloween. Like, I mean, Summerween. Like, on the back is the same art style. And like I told my husband, I'm like, oh, we can match because like I wear a lot of pink, and it was really funny. Oh yeah, I already told you guys how funny it was seeing our juxtaposition. Usually it's me wearing all black and then him just wearing some kind of color, but today I was all pink and he was all black. And like that's another thing too. So when we were out in like the food vendor area where all the food trucks were, there was like this younger couple, and they were kind of the same vibes that we were, where we were kind of opposite aesthetics. And I could see them like looking over at us, like enjoying our ice cream and like hoping to be like us. So, like one of my goals, like as in our relationship is to be goals for younger generations, because I didn't have a good support system as a kid. My parents were always arguing. They did not love each other. And my husband and I do love each other. We have conversations. We talk about everything. Like, and this isn't to like rub it in anybody's face or anything. This is just an observation that I have as somebody that grew up in a loveless household. We've never had an argument. And I think that's something that a lot of younger people who grew up in the same environment that I did need to see. And we kind of want to be that positivity for other younger couples, no matter who they are. Because, like, I don't know, the older we get, the more I'm like, man, I want to be like an example for the younger generations that things will be okay. I'm gonna get teary eyed about this because I didn't have this as a kid, but like things will be okay. And you can, if you can survive what you're going through, then you can find something like this, and you can find somebody who cares about you, and you can find a community who's not going to judge you for like being who you are and being a social outcast and like all that jazz. And it's just like I want to be that beam of light for, or even with our relationship, just in general, I want to be that for the younger generations, even older generations, if they need something to look back on. Like, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm getting like super teary-eyed about this, but like I hate that so many people grow up the same way that I did, because nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to be feel like they weren't loved. Nobody deserves to like feel like they were just worthless. And I love love. And I know this is why going to LGBTQIA plus events are so like are increasingly more important for me, is because love is love no matter who you love. I'm ace. Love doesn't have to be sex. And like that's something I didn't know as a kid either. Love doesn't have to be just dating. Doesn't have to be just partnership. It can be through your friends. And I don't know. I'm getting off topic. Let's get back to this haul. Right. Another thing my husband purchased was this t-shirt. My husband's shirts cost 10 and $15. And then I think the pin itself was $10. So I don't remember, but it was, everything was really cheap. This is the other shirt that my husband purchased. This is the last thing he purchased. This is the front, little kitty cat. And then this is the back. And he specifically purchased like most of his clothes. Ooh, I like this fabric. I don't know what it is. Wash cold Bangladesh cotton. Oh, there's viscose in it. No way. I'm gonna let my husband know. I don't think he knows that, but there's a bamboo in it. So that's really nice. It's cooling. He was specifically talking about wearing them to HHN. I'm gonna throw these in the wash once, because my husband is, oh, this is pre-shunk. He was specifically thinking of buying clothes so that he could wear to HHN, because like it's tradition. Like we all wear black during HHN. I wear pink, but it's because I'm kind of an oddball. I did stand out in this crowd. I'm not gonna lie. I was, well, not entirely. There were so many Lolita dressers in like, or in Lolita community. I don't know. I'm not part of the community. I just know of the community, but there were so many people in the Lolita community there, and it was so stinking cute. I know I wasn't the only pastel goth, but I think I was the like most pastel-y of the pastel goth, because a lot of times pastel goth we wear black as well. I didn't wear any black today besides my lipstick. So like I think I leaned more pastel Yume Kawaii, but like I don't know. Not Guro Kawaii. I think everybody else leaned more Guro Kawaii, but that's off topic too. Sorry, my glasses are fogging because I cried like a big baby about love. I couldn't stop smiling. Like I was so sleepy because I was so happy. My emotions were so high. It was such a good time. Like I cannot recommend this event enough. And I kind of want to keep it. It's too late for that already, but like I kind of want to gatekeep it because it was such a close, tight knit community. We also got a sticker. I just realized that when I was pulling the shirt out, but he gave us a sticker from St. Pete, and like he was offloading stuff too, and that's like a big deal. Like it's a lot of Central Florida artists that are offloading their stuff, their B grade stuff, and it's so nice. Like, ugh. And then we also got this nice bag, like for 10, 15 bucks. I don't remember how much it was. It's super cheap, very, very affordable. Like it might have been a misprint or something, and that's why. And that's just a really interesting way to like get rid of your stuff, you know? I'm really, really, really happy with this event. Like I can't believe. Like it's so good. Not gatekeeping it. So it's Goblin Market. They'll do like special events. This one was Pride because it's Pride month. I know they do a Halloween one, which I may or may not try to apply for. I want to apply for this market. My husband and I talked about it on our way to pick up my car because we both worked today and he just picked me up from work. I think one of the hurdles that I'm struggling with is not having a table and not knowing how I want to set up a table. Not having business cards are one of my things. But honestly, as somebody who's just beginning, I think this would be a great stepping stone. And as somebody who like wants to learn more, going to a smaller venue like this would be really great. I have a lot of B grade stuff because I have started trying to make enough stuff to go to market and not necessarily with the skills that I need to sell things at market. That's why I brought a bunch of these. Speaking of, okay, so I met a TikTok mutual. She like came up to me, she saw me, she's like, I know you from TikTok, and I was not expecting that. I was like I recognized who she was. I couldn't remember her name because I have terrible, terrible name. Virginia Graves. She's a flow artist. She's in the rave community. She's also a scare actor. And she's like, I recognize you from TikTok. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Oh, I can't believe that. Like, that's really, really awesome that you recognize me. And like, I was starting to leave, but I was like, I have this bag of stuff and I'm not going to get rid of this bag of stuff. Like I said, this is all B grade stuff. It's stuff that I'm kind of okay with parting with. I'd rather sell it, but like also where am I going to sell it because I don't feel comfortable selling this online. It's B grade stuff. I just let her dig through my bag and she picked up this exact one in well, I had two of these. And she's like, these are my colors because she's like I said, she's a scare actor and her scare actor has like red hair and black hair, I believe. And I think she does the skate thing. I don't know. I haven't really like asked. But yeah, that's she picked up one of these. She sent me a link. I gotta look at the link for Flow Arts because I think it's a super interesting thing. I'm not in the rave scene. I kind of want to be, not like I don't know. It's just my want of being in a music community that makes me want to be part of the rave scene. But yeah, she picked up one of those, and I'm very grateful to get it off my hands because I think it's super cute. But like, I just don't know how to market myself or sell it. So I'm grateful that she picked it up. All right, now we're gonna move on to the things I've traded for. Starting off with this. Okay, maybe it'd be easier if I just took it off, but I've wanted a choker like this for so stinking long. Like, as long as I can remember, I've been wanting a choker like this. And I found one in somebody's trades bin, and she was willing to trade for it. So, what she picked up was a pansexual bandana, and she decided to wear it on her hip. And she was talking about how like she would normally wear something like a head covering or something because I mentioned when she started digging through my bag, I was like, it's a lot of like crochet hair accessories. Feel free to dig through and find anything you want. And she found the pan one and it completely like matched her outfit. And she's like, I'm gonna wear it down here. And I was like, oh my God, that's like super like popular in China right now. It's actually a trend in China to wear like bandanas around your waist. So like that really works out. Like we both like kind of screamed because like we were both like so happy to be able to trade for something like this. I mean, for me, something like this. She didn't need it. I've wanted this for so stinking long, and I can't believe I finally have my own little choker. Like I've wanted something like this since like at least 2020. I can't believe it. Like I almost want to put it back on, but I should probably not. I don't want my neck to get all stinky with all this leather or leather. I don't know what it is, but I can't believe I finally have one. And then another thing I traded for. I saw this on a table because like there were little tables that you could trade things for. I know that this one's used. This one came brand new. It was still in packaging, so it's fine. I gotta put it in my little thing right here. This one I know is used, but that's okay. Like I don't mind that it's used because it was basically free to me because what I did, I traded for this one as well. Look at the teddy bear. This is something I've wanted as well too for a really long time. I just wanted more chokers. I want like the pastel goth chokers, and this works so well. Let me see if I can get it on. Okay, this is it for now. I could probably do a little bit tighter, but I think this is fine. This fits well. Like, look at the little teddy bear. I might dye the teddy bear black. I don't know. It's fine the way it is, but I traded a water bottle sling for it. I didn't think anybody would actually pick up the water bottle sling. And like it's fun because like I don't know, like the whole trading thing was so much fun. Like seeing something in a bin and be like, I want this. Oh, going back to this choker, they also had a pattern for 1940s. I already had it in my arsenal, but like a 1940s pants pattern, and it was like an older pattern than the one that I have currently. I don't think I have it out right now. I don't feel like digging for it either, but it's a pattern for simplicity, 1940s like overall pants pattern, and I almost picked that up. I'm like, I don't need another. And like my husband's like, well, what if you need a backup just in case Tika pees on it? I'm like, no, we shut the room now. She doesn't come into this room. It's illegal for her. It's against the law. But yeah, I traded a nice little water bottle sling for this, and like it's really fun. So going back to the other choker, when I went rummaging through the bin, their partner came up and was like, oh, did you see something that you like? I'm like, oh yeah, are you guys willing to trade for this? And he was like, well, it really depends on what you're trading. I'm like, oh, I have a bunch of crochet like hair accessories. And he's like, okay, actually, she really loves handmade things. So let me pull her over here. And I'm like, yes, I got the in. So like that was really, really fun. And then same with the person that traded me this. I got really confused because like there's like a little area tucked in the corner, and I don't know how like the normal markets go because I don't know if this is the first time that they've had it in the Central Florida Fairgrounds, but I know that they typically have it in the Oviedo Mall. I think I want to say they have a little corner sectioned off with just tables, and people just laid all their stuff that they want to get rid of out, and it's really confusing because I don't like there's no markers to tell who is trading what. And I feel bad because like I don't know who to talk to. We just kind of stood there and hoped that somebody would talk to us. Me being socially awkward, I just kept on turning to my husband. I'm like, "Can you go ask?" And then finally somebody came up to us, and I thought that the person that came up to us was like, "Yeah, would you like to trade this?" Or would you like to trade? I'm like, yes, please. And then it was actually the person that they were talking to that owned this. We started talking, and then they went rummaging through my bag, and they found the water bottle sling, and they're like, oh my gosh, I just like they were wearing a cape, and it was their first sewn cape, their first sewing project. And I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. I wish I should have complimented them better. I'm really bad at giving out compliments, but like I want to be better because people do deserve to know that their makes are worth it and they're doing great and all that. The cape was really cool. I love the fabric that they use. They use like a velvet, crushed velvet fabric, and it looks very warm, but it looked comfy. So I'm very proud of them for that. They mentioned that that was their first sewing project and they can't imagine making all this. And like, well, to be honest, I've been doing this for years. So you just kind of like end up turning off your brain and sitting in front of a TV and hope for the best. So this was really, really cute. I can't believe. Like I feel like it's basically for free. Like both of these items, I've been wanting both. Like the teddy bear is like an extra add-on, but like I've been eyeing something like this for the longest stinking time. And like I can't like I'm about to start tearing up again because I wanted these for so single. I remember when I was in like I don't know, was it high school? I finally got my first like bit of money, and I purchased my first dog collar. And I remember wearing it one time, and I think they were just like regular studs. I don't think they were like this. Oh, the Hot Topic days. Oh my God. I bought my first dog collar, and I remember wearing it. And I don't remember if it was my mom that saw it or like I only wore it once. And I think I ended up getting rid of it, or like somebody tossed it in my family because it was antichrist or something. And I haven't actually thought about that for a long time. It was something that I really cherished because it was the first time I like really made my own money or had my own money, and it's one of the first things I ever bought. And to be able to just trade something I made for free, basically, I don't know what people would normally pay for these things because I just haven't looked it up because I'm like, oh, maybe one day I'll DIY it. But like, no, I don't have to because I traded crochet items for this. Like, I can't believe it. I honestly, like, I'm so excited. I'm probably gonna wake up my husband because I'm so like blah 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 blah. This is so phenomenal. One more thing, or I guess two more things, but this wasn't really a trade, but they came up to me and asked if I wanted stickers. And so they gave me these stickers, do not release. I don't know what these are from, but they just offered these stickers to me, and I was like, wait, I have stuff in my bag that I can trade with you. I have scrunchies. I felt really awkward. I was like, oh, so what's your sexuality? And I was like, wait, I also have a pine cone, because that felt like such a weird question to ask, because like I have stuff for, well, I didn't have stuff for ace. I had stuff for pan, I had stuff for bi, I had stuff for lesbian. Like, did I? Yeah, not scrunchies though. But anyways, like I immediately like was like, oh, that's gross. I shouldn't ask that. And I was like, I also have pine cones. And they were like, I'll take a pine cone. So it was like really, really sweet because like those pine cones I was giving away at MegaCon anyways. So like I'll figure something else to do with these do not release stickers. But it was really nice of them to give me stickers. And then on our way out, like I look at the ground when I walk, it's just part of my nature. I found this little ring. So I'm gonna DIY something out of it. It's like a shower ring or something. Yeah, what a phenomenal trip. Like, I feel like this should be its own vlog. I like to do full week vlogs, even though they hit 2 hour marks sometimes. I apologize. I'm very yappy, especially when I go out. Like, I think this summer, you guys are probably going to see a lot more longer vlogs because I do come out of my shell more in the summer. It's one of those, like, I feel more alive. I love the sun. I am a summer goth. I am a summer creative. I love to get super creative in the summer, and I just have so much energy during the summer. So you'll see probably longer videos. So I apologize in advance to some of y'all who don't like the longer videos, but also you're welcome to those who are like me, who need like longer videos to put on the background when they're crafting so that they don't have to like constantly stop what they're doing and then find a new video. That's kind of my goal with long form content anyways. It's not to get famous, because I know the famous people get off of, or the popular people get there because they make short, concise, super edited videos. That's not my goal. That's too much work. That's what my shorts are for. If you like the shorter stuff, I have them in shorts. I have them in TikTok. I have them on Redbook. I have links to all those in the description box. I write really long descriptions most of the time, so it's towards the end of that. But I can't believe how great this event is. Like, I absolutely cannot wait to go back. They have something going on at the end of this month. I don't think we'll be attending that. It's on the 28th, which is when the Prometheus Esoterica market is, but also I don't believe I have that day off, so it's not something that I'm like really itching to do. I may still try to do Spooky Empire. We'll have to see how I'm feeling. I still have that day off, so we'll see. But I can't stop gushing over how great. Like, I was telling my husband on our way to my car that I just felt so welcomed. I felt so at home. Felt so much community there because I was amongst other queer people. Like, I feel like I present pretty obviously queer. I dress very queerly. I don't think that our relationship really shows that we're queer. We're in a straight passing relationship. I didn't take his last name, if that's anything. I don't know. I felt so welcomed, and like I'm gonna start crying again. But, like, I felt so at home and so like I could talk to anybody pretty much. I still have social anxiety, so I'm not gonna be able to talk to everybody, but like I felt like I belonged. I felt like I wasn't like I I don't often feel like I'm being judged anymore. I do often feel like I'm being stared at because like the way I dress, I know it's very unique. I know it's very bright and flashy and sometimes it's very sultry and very dark. But like this event was like everybody like had such unique styles, had such unique clothing, had such unique like art. My husband was mentioning, he was like, honestly, it felt like internet culture in a bubble. Like that's what this felt like. It's just a lot of people who grew up on the internet because they were ostracized pretty much, coming out of their shell and showing off their art. Like that's the thing too, like almost every single person there was dressed up in their art style. They were showing off their art style. There was a lot of cosplayers there. There were a lot of goth people there. There were a lot of pastel goths. It was just like it felt so homely. And that's what I'm saying that I hope I kind of want to gatekeep it, but like in the sense that it should be for the queer people. And maybe it is because it was the Pride event. I don't know. I feel like it's more than that. Like the staff was so welcoming. They were so warm. They gave us water in the queue, like unheard of. Like it was very accessible. By the way, they make a huge deal out of accessibility, and I absolutely love that. They have places they where you can like rent out fidget things. I got lucky that I got this as my fidget thing because the whole entire time, oh, you guys are on my phone, but like normally what I do when I fidget is like I spin my phone around on my so I have like the I don't know what you call it, pop socket. So I'll give you an example. Like I take out the pop socket and I just spin my phone around because that's the way I try to release some of my energy, and it's not even energy, like my anxiety. That's how I fidget. But other people don't have that as their means of fidgeting, and like they offer that for people who need that kind of accessibility. They offer a lot of like accessibility for like wheelchairs. A lot of their staff were wheelchair bound, and I love that. Was incredible to see how like friendly they are to the disabled community. And like I just felt it feels so good to find a community like that, and I can't wait to attend my next one. I'm gonna keep on yapping here, so I'm gonna sign off for tonight, and then I'll see y'all tomorrow when I'm probably, hopefully, not as teary eyed as I am today. Hey, joke's on you, but actually me, because I'm a fool for not thinking that this vlog was going to be not something I need to split. I have an hour and 17 minutes of edited video to post. So what I'm going to do is I'm splitting the Goblin Market talking points into one vlog, and then I'm going to do the actual rest of the video by itself. I don't plan on making this into like a series of every single time I go to a market. It may or may not be. This is just one of the most phenomenal markets I've ever been to, and I had a lot to say about it. I don't know. I just was really excited to talk about it, so it took over an hour to get through anything. I feel like I had something else to say to y'all, but I don't remember what it was. I will try to get the actual vlog video out by tomorrow because I do have tomorrow off, and so I have time to work on it. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for listening to me talk. Oh, I do remember what I was going to say. I went on Instagram because I'm like really obsessed with the Goblin Market now. So the event was at capacity a couple times, and I didn't know this because we were at work, so we didn't get there until late at night. And that's probably why there was a queue going into the venue, because there were a lot of people that were turned around and told to come back later. So that one was a whole entire issue. And I think that's why the water started being passed out around the end of the night, because people were passing out in general. And like I've heard that there was an ambulance called, but I have full faith in this group to find better solutions. The fact that they went out and bought water to pass out in the queue because the guests and attendees were passing out in line and feeling sick was a phenomenal move. I know some people are very extra picky about how they get their help, but as somebody who attends a lot of events, I think that was such a great move on their part. And I'm sure that they will in the future have other ways to mitigate that. I believe this was their first time being in this market, this location, the Central Florida Fairgrounds. It's growing pains for sure. A lot of people suggested doing a service fee or attendance fee, which I can see happening. This group seems like a group of people that want to keep it as accessible as possible, so I'm not sure if they're going to. I kind of hope they move it to a bigger venue because I think they deserve it, or maybe stretch it a couple hours or something. I don't know. That's a completely different thing because I know they use a lot of volunteers. So it's asking a little bit much to do that. But I do believe that this is going to be a really good market for all of us nerds and queer folk. Like, I think this is a really, in general, because I looked at more of their stuff as well. They're definitely not just doing it for pride. They're definitely part of the community. So, anyways, I'm going to stop talking. We got a really long video and I want to get this out to you guys by tonight. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. We will get back into the sewing room. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sewing in the rest of this vlog, but yeah, you'll see it tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, bye.